Hey everyone, welcome to my latest video tutorial. The focus is on paper 1 short question revision. This video aims to explore what short questions are like, the 4-mark question, and what to look out for using summer 2017 paper 1 questions with a mark scheme, student answer and examiner report feedback. So on paper 1 and paper 3 there are short questions. If you are doing the AS, there are short questions on those, and these should be tackled in exactly the same way. So these questions will ask you to outline 2 on a 4-mark or 3 on a 6-mark question, factors, ways, problems, etc. For example, outline 2 material factors that may affect social class differences in educational achievement. Now you can prepare for these by asking a teacher for a question bank or writing your own for each topic and preparing your own mark schemes. Alternatively, the Hectic Teacher has loads of sample questions for you to use, as have Steve Chapman on his website sociologystuff.com, and that has things for OCR as well. So your answers should be short. For each point you're asked for, 1 or 2 sentences will be enough. Start each new point on a separate line. If you're not sure if all your points are right but can think of an extra one, you can put that one down. The examiner will mark all the correct answers. And on the both 4-mark, 6-mark questions, you should be spending 1.5 minutes per mark. So that is 6 minutes on a question 1 4-mark and 9 minutes on a question 2 6-mark. However, you may answer these much quicker than this, which is perfect, as you may want extra planning time for the longer answers. My main advice when looking at the exam question for the first time is not to panic. Take a big deep breath and read it carefully. I suggest that you read the question once, then the second time underline the important trigger words or the hooks in the question, and if required, read a third time and do some small annotations around the answer to help to organise your thoughts. Now the trigger words in this question is cultural factors, ethnic differences, educational achievement. Aim to refer to all 3 of these and you should be successful. As you can see on the mark scheme, there is a range of cultural factors identified, such as language and parental attitudes to education, etc., etc. However, this will only earn you 1 mark. You need to provide an explanation point to get the 2nd mark. Now, the explanation point is explaining how this links to educational achievement, and if you can, try to be explicit to the ethnic group and whether it raises or lowers their educational achievement. So it's always a good idea to have a look at what other students might do. And this student has allowed me to share her answer with you. It'll give you an idea about how much you should be writing in the time allowed. Now remember, the examiner is human. Reading exam papers can really put a strain on the eyes, and if you want to make it easy as possible for the examiner to give you marks. So glancing at this answer, you can clearly see that she has given 2 clear and distinct factors. She uses signposts such as one cultural factor, another cultural factor, and she states them both clearly for the identification mark. For example, English not being the first language and family structure, and then explains both and how it links to achievement. So, for example, not having English as your first language, this means that you will not understand the teacher as well as a white student, and this will lead them to not learning and therefore underachieving. Really explicitly, clearly answering the question. Second one, family structure. For example, a Chinese student usually has an extended or nuclear family that support them, and that will enable them to achieve highly in educational achievement. A good insight to what the examiner was looking for, and these are available for all exam series and available to access on AQA. Link is down below. And students were able to identify 2 cultural factors. However, a significant number of partial responses failed to specify a link to a particular ethnic group, or they were more class-based. Now, some students went down totally the wrong route and talked about generalised, it wasn't specific enough, or they went and talked about material rather than cultural factors. And that's why it's really important to read that question more than once, underline the key hooks in the question so you know that you're answering it in exactly the way that you should. had a look at one answer and had a look at the mark scheme. How about we flip it and we look at 2 cultural factors that may affect class differences? Have a go at doing this. Use your notes and revision material, create your own mark scheme, time yourself for answering it, and play being the examiner. Work with other students and your peers or your friends and mark each other's work. So to summarise, read the question at least twice before answering, highlight and annotate to organise your thoughts, start each new point on a new line, ensure you give the identification point and the explanation which links to all hooks in the question, and you can practice these by either creating your own questions or using question banks provided. So as always, massive thank you for watching. This video has looked at a 4-mark question from education. There is other videos that I've gone through looking at short questions, 10 markers, longer questions, methods in context, across a large range of different topics. Okay, there's some links below. Make sure you check them out. Thank you for watching. Bye.